no matter whatever criticism anybody may have about the British documentary on the Biafran Civil War, what is not in doubt and what it has explained clearly was that the Igbo people of Nigeria were genocided in the Civil War. What happened, what the documentary showed, is that genocide was committed against the Igbo people, against the people of Eastern region at that time. And when we look at the Geneva Convention, you will see that it constituted genocide. So whatever, I know a lot of people are criticizing the documentary from different angles, those who narrated it and all that the main victims did not speak or whatever. What was shown to the world in the lenses of BBC camera that was documenting the events at that time is that act of genocide was committed. And I'm going to prove it to you based on the UN Convention. But before I do that, let us watch.
How concerned people outside Nigeria really are, including people in Britain, at the dangers of mass starvation.
This question of food or no food is just cockeyed. It's just a sort of cover plan. This country is independent and we're going to retain it that way, humanitarian reasons or not.
The blockade was a way of winning the war. It was like a siege. They had nowhere to run to. The Marine Commando had defeated Biafrans mentally before they were defeated physically. We were waiting for Biafra to collapse.
But we are certainly not going to end the war on account of people being starved. All is fair in war, so we are told, and that is the position.
The plight of the civilians is not the number one priority.
But number one priority is the unity of the country.
It was, well, starvation. This is organized starvation, imposed starvation, and primarily on children. I saw this myself. A woman who had not eaten for days. You could count her ribs. The child, you could pick up with one finger. The mother, still breastfeed this child. Save this country. kids, innocent children. There was no food. They were just starving to death without help from anywhere.
It was a bit like a nasty dream, you know? Too vivid to be forgotten. It's too emotional to put in words, so what I normally do when things are too bad like that, I try and block it out.
That was a clip from the BBC documentary titled Surviving Biafra, Voices from the Nigerian Civil War, BBC African Eye documentary. That documentary was a clear evidence against Nigerian government at that time that they committed act of genocide. Now, what is troubling is that look at the position of Chief Obafemi Awolowo, who spoke in that clip. He was the Commissioner of Finance. He was justifying the starvation to death of millions of children. That he has to do what to keep Nigeria one. The unity of the country is what the lives of 2 million people, including children. And you saw the children in that clip, victims of genocide of Nigeria. When they were talking about the Gaza genocide, I challenge anybody to show me the picture of people of Gaza that looked anything close to the images we saw of those children. I challenge anybody who were talking about genocide in Gaza during the Gaza-Israeli war. I challenge anybody to bring any imagery that came close to what we saw in that clip. And Awolowo was justifying it. And he felt irritated being reminded about what was going on to ordinary civilians. Because when you're talking about war, you can blockade the military, but how can you blockade the civilians? And look at what Awolowo said. Look at what Awolowo said. He said, we are waiting for Biafra to collapse, But we cannot end the war on the account of people being starved. We cannot end the war. Nobody told you to end the war. It's for people to have humanitarian aid. Just the same way people were crying for humanitarian aid for the people of Gaza at that time. Even Israel, whether you like it or not, allowed food to enter Gaza, despite the fact that they were at war. He said we cannot end the war on account of people being starved. He said, all is fair in war, so we are told, and that is the position. And the BBC asked him, he said, the plight of the civilians is not the number one priority of the government. He said, yes, the number one priority is the unity of the country. And concluded that to achieve that, mass starvation is a weapon of war. That was an admittance of genocide. The other gentleman that spoke, his name, I couldn't get it, but he was also as unsympathetic as Awolowo. And look at what he said. People around, the journalist, BBC journalist asked him, he said, people around the world, including the British, they are concerned about the dangers of mass starvation going on. The man said he doesn't care. He said this question of food or no food is just cook-eyed. It's just a sort of cover plan. He said this country is independent and we are going to retain it that way. So when you are looking for evidence of genocide, the first genocide in the African continent happened in Nigeria. It happened in Nigeria. And if you are in doubt, let us look at the definition of genocide so that we can be able to appreciate what this BBC documentary has revealed. I asked Grok whether deliberate starvation of civilians during war, in which over 2 million died, constitute an act of genocide. And Grok told me that yes. He said yes. Under the legal definition of genocide, mass starvation and deliberate blockade of food supplies to civilians can constitute genocide if done with the specific intent to destroy in whole or in part a protected group, national, ethnic, racial, or religious. Now he went on to give me the legal definition, UN Genocide Convention, 1948. Article 2 defines genocide as acts committed with intent to destroy in whole or in part a protected group. As such, relevant provisions include killing members of the group, causing serious bodily or mental harm, deliberately inflicting on the group conditions of life calculated to bring about its physical destruction in whole or in part. Starvation via blockade fits squarely under C International Criminal Law, Rome Statute, also recognizes starvation of civilians as a war crime. So Awolowo committed war crime. And Gowon committed war crime. That's what it means from what we are seeing here. He said starvation via blockade fits squarely under C International Criminal Law, example Rome Statute. Also recognize starvation of civilians as a war crime, intentionally using it as a method of warfare by depriving objects indispensable to survival and potentially crime against humanity when widespread and systemic. If the genocidal threshold is met, it elevates to genocide. Okay? He went on to give me key requirements: protected group, national. Now, Grok is now giving me example. He said Palestinians in Gaza, ethnic. Okay, because the Igbo genocide was not documented, Grok couldn't give me that example. Because Grok's supposed to show me, say, genocide to the Igbo ethnic group in Nigeria during the Civil War, but he didn't have it here. What he has here is Palestine, because that is the one he captured. Okay, so this documentary is good, no matter its force, to bring to fore the genocide that was committed against the Igbo people of Nigeria. Now, and he went on to talk about Actus Reus, creating conditions like farming through blockade, destruction of agricultural infrastructure, impeding aid. Okay, and went on to talk about starvation in warfare. He said prohibited as a method of warfare. It's a prohibited act. Using starvation as a warfare is prohibited. Customary international humanitarian law bans using starvation of civilians. Siege, blockades are allowed if aimed at military objectives, but parties must allow humanitarian relief for civilians. Grove went on to talk about historical examples. He said the Nazi siege of Leningrad, hundreds of thousands starved, later recognized by some as genocide. Holodomor, Soviet famine in Ukraine, and others. Allies also used blockade, causing civilian hardship in World War II, but intent distinguished outcome. And the modern ICC, that International Criminal Court, and tribunals have addressed it. Somalia, Syria, though convictions, especially for starvation genocide, remain rare due to intent hurdles. And going further, he went on to say, claims involving 2 million civilians. Gaza's approximate population often cites blockades, aid restriction, infrastructure destruction, and famine risk during conflict. These have led to accusations of war crime, crimes against humanity, and genocide. So you can see that what was committed by the government of Nigeria under the leadership of General Yakubu Gowon and the Minister of Finance, Commissioner of Finance, Chief Obafemi Awolowo, was an act of genocide. And in looking at it, in summary, Grok said, he said, yes, it can constitute genocide under Article C when intent is proven. It is unequivocally a grave violation of international human rights. It's international human rights law as regards to protections of life. Okay? And he said that it has potential for prosecution as war crime or crime against humanity, even without full genocidal intent. In other words, what he's saying here is that Awolowo is dead, the other man there in that clip is dead, but Gowon is alive. Gowon can also be held accountable for war crime. Don't forget, there were several people that committed war crime, genocide against the Jews during the Second World War. After the war, some of them it took 40 years, 50 years before they were discovered. And they were held accountable. So, this documentary, whatever anybody is saying about it, I've seen a lot of people criticize it. I understand the criticisms, but I think it has put into perspective the historical fact that the first genocide in the African continent was committed in Nigeria. Decades ago, before the Christian genocide that we are talking about today, the first genocide in the continent was committed here in Nigeria. We have to thank the BBC for making it available, because the pictures we see were from the lenses of the BBC. If we didn't see it, many would not believe it. But now it's available forever and ever online, indicating the wickedness of the government of that era. They committed genocide. And many people who participated in that genocide are today pointing to Gaza as genocide, when they perpetrated the worst form of genocide in Nigeria. So we have to give BBC credit for those images that they have shown to us to confirm the genocide. And from the people that spoke, the perpetrators of the genocide, the enablers of the genocide, they spoke. Therefore, there is no debate anymore. Genocide was committed in Nigeria during the Civil War. I don't know what you think about this, but whatever is your position, let's hear from you at the comment section. Thank you for watching this video. And if you are new to my channel, you have not yet subscribed to my channel, please subscribe to my channel, hit the subscription button, hit the notification bell. When you subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell, anytime I have a new video, you'll be among the first to know. God bless you. And please don't forget to like this video, because when you like it, God will rank it high and recommend it for more people. Thank you, and God bless you and yours.